So now we try to create this multi-section surface step by step, starting from the beginning, how to create a sketch or the guide. So this is a guide number 1, for example, and then this is a guide number 2. So I hide this one just to view it first. So we try to do a simple guide curve. First one, I select XY plane. I already shared my screen. Okay. So first guide, I use XY plane to sketch my first guide. So this one I just use a simple circle using an arc to create a circle from center and define the arc. Then this one is optional. I can fix the radius to 60. And then just make sure your point is coincident to this vertical axis. So make sure it's perfectly coincident. So same also for this one. So to reduce any error, so we try to create a perfect sketch for 100% constraint, full constraint. And then when we complete, you can exit the sketcher. So this is our first guide. And then for second guide, I need to offset one new plane. So this plane number 1 I already create. So just to show you back, I can double click. This plane I create using XY plane as a reference. So offset from the XY, for example 50 mm downward. Then you can click OK. So you just use the plane definition at the top here to create a new plane. So select XY. So either upward and downward should be no problem. So for this one I create to downward. So just keep the first one, no need to create this, the second one. Same also for the second guide. Second guide, you need to sketch. So this is the first guide, second guide. So second guide also we create using a sketch, but basically you also can create using a 3D detail, for example spline, line, or circle inside the 3D. But for the first try, we use a sketch to simplify the process. And then for the second one, I create using a profile. So this one just a straight line. For example, I snap here. Make sure it's a snap to the vertical direction. And then here, stand up to here. And the endpoint also I will snap to the horizontal axis here. So already automatically snap. This one okay. Just to add one more corner here to have a smooth transition. So for example, I just put here 50, and then you can add all the necessary constraint to make sure it's stable. And I just add all the constraint here. So my sketch already full constraint, so I can exit the sketcher workbench. So this is my first guide. This one my second guide. So in case you want to differentiate, you can change color or you can add the thickness. So for the sketch, in case you want to change color, you need to go to the properties, then graphic. Here you can change line, color, and curve. For example, I change to this light blue color. Okay, so we already create the first guide, and this is our second guide. So after complete these two guides, we can proceed to create our active strip. So you can check here what are the things you need to select, or what are the things you need to have before you create the artistic suite. So you need to have guiding curves, spine, reference surface, and the sketch profile that you want to control. So some of the options is optional. For example, spine is not necessary to have. They can create by default, and also the reference surface also sometimes we can ignore. But the first thing you need to have is a guiding curve. So guide curve number 1. So now I can select guide curve 1. So you can see spine and reference surface we automatically select for you. So spine we using the same curve or same sketch number 4, but we can change. But okay, no problem. For this exercise, I just use the same sketch number 4. So this one we can change also, but I already select by default this sketch plane, so no need to change for this example. Then next step, you can go to the sketch to create your profile. So I just need to click my sketch definition. Okay, here you can see there are new one pop-up, the new window. So here you need to select a point. So basically this point is a starting point on the guide curve 1. So you need to select this point, the starting point at the guide curve 1. So when you select this point, sketch for vertex 1, and then here automatically we select the guide that we use to control the surface profile, the boundary. So this is the first one, and then we need to select the second one because we want to control at the first guide and then also at the second guide. So here already select one, and then you just need to select the second one. What is the second guide? First guide, second guide. So this one just use by default, and then you can click OK. So your screen will automatically change to Sketcher Workbench. So here you need to sketch your artistic suite profile. So for the first try, you can try to create a simple sketch first, for example, straight line. Okay, before that, just want to double confirm our selection is correct or not. So at the starting point here, you can see one yellow point here. So if you can see this, that means your selection is correct. And also here, because hidden by this arrow, here also you can see one yellow dot point. So that means your selection is correct. Next step, we can sketch our profile. So I use a profile icon just to create a simple sketch using a 3 line, something like this. So just need to make sure your sketch is the constraint is correct, so you can adapt to the changes. So for example, I can control this length, so this angle. Then last step, you need to put all the constraint. So for example, this line we maintain on the horizontal, and then the length I change to 10. So it's the first one. So the next line control using the vertical direction, and then we control the height of the line. For example, this one I also put 10 for the first section. So after define all the constraint, you can see this sketch already become a constraint sketch. Okay, next I can exit the sketch workbench. So this is a preview. So now we need to add next section. So how many sections want to add? So basically I can just preview it first. For example, after you click preview, there will automatically generate one surface until the end of the guide. So that will automatically extend for you until the end here. And then basically all the section is the same. This one is a 10, it's a height is 10, and then also at the end also 10. Okay, next I want to change the middle section. So I need to add here a new section. So basically you just need to drag this arrow. So no need to be precise. So just simply drag until here, for example. So this is my second section. So when I stop here, I can right click and then I can create a section here. So now list, I already have one user section 1 and user section 2. So just drag to create the next one section, and so I can drag up to the end to create the last one. So section number 4. View. So in case you need to have a precise location, basically you can add a point at the beginning before you create this data sweep. You can add one point for each section, and then you can click the point to locate your section precisely. But for this case, I just simply drag to the location that I want. So you can change each section. For example, now I select user section 2, then I can modify this parameter or this constraint that I defined previously. So double click to change. For example, this one we increase then 15. So this one also I can change to 12. We try to preview. So now you can see this already changed to the latest. And for the next one also the same. So you just define all the new value. So same thing, you can control all the parameter using this tab, parameter tab. So based on our constraint that we define on the sketch, so you can see this is the list of the constraint. So user section number 3. So I can change this one to 15. So this one also to 15. And then so on. And then the last one is section 4. So list here is depend on how many sections we create and how many constraints you control your sketch. But for starting, we just create a simple sketch first to try. Then all settings okay, and then you can click OK to finalize. And then you still can double click to edit.